Well, to discuss this, I'm joined by Public Affairs Analyst Jide Ojo. Jide Ojo, it's good to have you join us tonight. Jide Ojo, can you hear me? Yes, good to have you. All right, let us start by asking you, Senate President, like we heard on that clip, has indicated that the Senate will consider approving the purchase of a new presidential jet if a request is made by President Bola Tinubu. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, it's esprit de corps as far as I'm concerned. This is a government that just do things to make their lives very comfortable and enjoying on behalf of the ordinary citizen. The Punch newspaper did a story early in the week where the newspaper reported the billions that have been spent on maintenance of presidential air fleet in the last few years. And the question is, yes, I mean, it's not out of place to say, okay, for the president's safety and security, buy him a new plane. What has happened with those 6 that he has? How well maintained are they? My brother, the challenge with Nigerian state is we have poor maintenance culture. The presidential air fleet, the oldest of all the aircraft in that fleet, from what I learned, is about 19 years. We have planes of 40, 50 years that are still flying. And it's not like the president goes to work and back home with his presidential jet. In a whole year, he may not go outside of this country up to 5 times. It's at his discretion how many times he wants to venture out of the country on business meetings and all of that. So the point is, has there been proper maintenance of the existing presidential air fleet? If there was no proper maintenance, even if you buy 2 new ones, in next 4 or 5 years, well, you are going to be discarding it and asking for a fresh one. And the economy is ailing. You are saying that there's no money, you cannot pay living wage to worker, you do not have money, you are borrowing. I mean, look at how much one newspaper said we are spending about 15-point-something billion to service our debt, servicing of debt, not even to pay the debt. So we have those challenges. And at the end of the day, if every time the president needs a request, you just give it to him. Remember the controversy over the presidential yacht that happened last year, where they said the administration of President Buhari made a purchase of a presidential yacht. What has happened to that presidential yacht, whether it's been delivered, it's not been delivered, we do not know. The point is, we cannot continue to tolerate our leaders enjoying on our behalf. Okay. There must be accountability and transparency in the use of public funds. Right. What has happened to the presidential air fleet? Have there been proper maintenance of those aircraft?
I want to ask you, should this even be a conversation? Looking at the public outcry over the proposal, even though the Senate has denied that any request was made, you've talked about the economic challenges bedeviling the country at this point. Should this even be in the conversation, such an idea?
The point, the issue is we haven't gotten our priorities right in this country. Look, the Pope is the head of the Vatican, which is considered as a country. Did you know that the Pope does not have a presidential jet? He flies Alitalia here. From what I have learned, maybe the situation has changed from what it used to be, but I learned that the Pope of the head of the Vatican, the Pope, who has over 1 billion Catholics under his watch, does not have a presidential aircraft, no presidential fleet. Yet, anytime the Pope wants to fly to any part of the world, he flies here Alitalia, which is the Italian flagship. So we should learn prudence. That is my own position. We cannot continue to indulge our leaders with their whims.
So, Jide, are you saying President Bola Tinubu, Vice President Kashim Shettima, leaving on a delegation to United Nations General Assembly or to some summit in a far-flung part of the world should fly maybe Air Peace or Dana Air or Value Jet, aero contractors, Okada Air?
What is wrong? Listen, when he went, this last trip he went, and the presidential aircraft developed a fault. Did he not fly charter plane? Did he not fly charter plane from I don't know which country in Europe to Saudi Arabia? Did he not? When there was a technical problem with it, see, the president himself, before he became president, had a private jet. He's among the owners of private jets in Nigeria. And I'm not sure he has sold his own personal private jet. If he wants to actually want Nigeria to believe that he's living by example, he can actually put his presidential jet, his private presidential jet at the service of this country. There are governors who refuse to live in government house. My governor in Oyo State lives in his own personal house in Ibadan. He did not live. He's not living in the government lodge where he is supposed to live. So there are people who use their own personal resources. Like even me that work in civil society, there are times I use my personal car for my official assignment. What I'm saying is that our leaders should be able to make the needed sacrifice. Okay. Let them live exemplary lifestyle. Not that at every opportunity you say there's no money, we don't have resources, but when it is about your comfort and convenience, you don't spare resources.
All right, so sacrifice is a key word. We'd like to leave it at that, Jide Ojo.
Look at how much we spent on the Vice President's lodge.
We will have to leave it at that, Jide Ojo, Public Affairs Analyst. I want to thank you so very kindly for your time. I think the key word you're using tonight is sacrifice. Thank you for your time, sir.
Okay, exactly. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your evening.